Are you looking to get into the property ladder or thinking of moving? Chancellor Rishi Sunak announced a temporary change to stamp duty, the tax you pay when you buy a home. How it works. Effective today until the 31st of March 2021, home buyers in the UK do not need to pay stamp duty up to 500k. Usually it's only paid on houses over 125k. The amount you pay is usually dependent on the price. You usually pay 2% stamp duty on properties between 125k to 250k, 5% on 250k to 925k. The highest rate is 12.5% on properties over 1.5 million. This is great if you want to get into the property game or if you wanted to purchase your property. Properties is a great long-term investment. Properties generally only go up in price and not down. So, you are definitely benefiting in the long run. This is usually one asset that everybody tries to achieve in their lifetime, considering the fact it's one of the biggest payments you would ever make. As a reminder, a property is a liability until it's fully paid off. Only once it's paid off it becomes an asset. Robert Kiyosaki talks about this in his book Rich Dad Poor Dad and goes into depth what assets and liabilities are. The UK government has made a great online calculator that allows you to put in your own personal figures to see how much you would have to pay. I'll leave a link in the description so you can take a look at it for yourself. This calculator can be used for property purchases that are for first-time buyers, replacing main residence, additional properties, residential or non-residential, freehold or leasehold. So I'll just go into this calculator so we could just have a look at what the numbers are. So we will click start now. For freehold or leasehold, I'll click freehold. Is the transaction residential or non-residential? This is because there are slight changes of how the calculator calculates how much you actually pay depending if it's residential or non-residential, as we would see. Effective date, so I'm just going to put on a date. Are you purchasing the property as an individual? I'll put yes. Will the purchase of your property result in owning two or more properties? I'll put no. And I'm going to put a price. Continue. So now we can see our answers that we could go back into if we need to change anything. So we'll calculate. And here we can see a result. So you can see I actually don't pay anything on 500,000. And that is due to the constrictions that I've entered into the calculator. We could go to view calculation. And here we can see what actually goes into the calculator and how it's actually calculated. So obviously I just said up to 500,000. If you're a first time buyer, you don't have to pay no tax whatsoever. So this is actually a really great calculator. So if we go back and we wanted to change a few things, for example, and instead of putting no, I'll put yes. And here is the property being purchased replacing your main residence, I'll put no. So this is for any buy to let options, and we'll see how it's been calculated. Press continue, calculate. So now we can see we'd have to pay 15,000. Why is this? Because the rules and regulations states that you would have to pay a surge charge of 3% for any properties that are buy to let. So this is a great calculator if you wanted to check any prices, to put in your own personal results to see how much you would have to pay. This actually helps for buy to let people as well, as that the rate has gone down from 5% to 3%, which is really, really good. Well, 5% on anything that's over 250k. So this allows house flipping to be a bit more viable. This is great, as house flipping has become a bit more viable. This is because before, stamp duty used to eat into your profits quite a bit. So if you buy a house, the money that you put in and put it up for resale, the amount that you would spend that you would have in profit would get eaten away by the stamp duty. So it wasn't that much of a viable strategy. But now, due to the percentage changes, this has become a bit more viable. So do your own research, take a look into it. I hope this video has helped everyone. Leave a like, comment and subscribe. This has been The Art of Finance. Peace.